Kia ora. Welcome to Wake Up New Zealand. I'm Zeus.
And I'm Charon. In today's stories, a new crime wave is sweeping through the country in the form of woolen graffiti. Scientists have invented an invisibility cloak. We help them find it, and the latest in weather around the country. But first, a story that will turn your world upside down.
If you think the world is getting more and more topsy-turvy, it turns out you're right. Builders in Germany have built an upside-down house which rests on its roof. Inside, there are beds screwed into the ceiling, upside-down wardrobes, an upside-down kitchen, and even an upturned bathroom. Though it's not known if anyone has tried to have a bath in it or go to the toilet. The house was built as a comment about the state of the world and has become more popular tourist attraction, although many visitors complain of feeling sick and dizzy after just a few minutes inside. We cross now to our reporter Liam, who's with the owner of the house. How are you feeling, Liam?
Thank you, mate. All right, so I'm here with the owner of the house. Liam, how you doing, mate?
I'm good. How about you?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, mate. Thank you. So, what made you decide to build this house?
So, have you ever heard the saying, turn that frown upside down? Well, I decided, I thought of my house as a frown. I'm going to turn my house upside down.
That's bloody beautiful, mate. So, what comment do you feel this house makes on the state of the world?
Being wacky and weird is not always wrong. Express yourself.
Good. That's beautiful, mate. So, what are some of the challenges living in this house?
A lot of the local kids, they get up to mischief and do some pretty silly things. The other day I got egged. Wasn't easy cleaning it, but in the end I got there.
That's bloody shocking. So, what's the biggest problem you face living in this house?
Well, quite closely to after it was finished, after the house was finished, I went to take a piss for the first time in the house and straightened myself up, got it up and everything, and went to take a piss. Didn't learn physics and a yoink and a boink.
It's all right, mate. It's okay.
Thank you.
All right, that's enough. All right. Well, thank you for joining us. My name's Ben, and this is whatever it's called. Thank you for watching. Back to
Thanks, Liam. Even watching that makes me feel a bit dizzy. Scientists in Europe have created an invisibility cloak, which can hide objects by bending light waves. It has been found that light can be controlled using tiny crystals that make objects disappear. So far, scientists have made small objects, such as coins, disappear, but hope that we won't be able to long before they're hiding cars, planes, and even people. However, since inventing the invisibility cloak, the scientists have been having trouble finding it. As soon as we put it down somewhere, it just disappears, the inventor of the cloak said. It appears they are having trouble finding other things too, like their lunch, which they think may be underneath the cloak. What will this invention actually be used for? Hoping to see through the reason behind the invisibility cloak. Here is our on-the-spot reporter with more on this story.
Hello, I'm Kyrie, and with me is Dr. Dangerfield, the scientist behind the invisibility cloak. So what made you want to invent the invisibility cloak?
So you see, Mr. Kyrie, in Germany we have a concept called keine Flaschenstraße, and that basically refers to the crushing existence of everyday life. And so I felt that sometimes people need a way to escape and basically disappear from existence temporarily.
Okay, can you show me how it works?
Yeah, sure thing, Mr. Kyrie. So what you do is you take the cloak and you essentially just put it over your own body like this, and then you become invisible as if it was some sort of a magic trick.
Trick.
Yes, but it is real.
Real. So, what do you hope people use this for?
Well, I would hope that other people like myself can use it to escape from the crushing everyday life that is existence.
What have you used it what have you used it for so far?
So you see, the other day I was walking down the street and I saw another scientist, and I could not remember what his name was, and so instead of having the awkward encounter in which I could not remember this man's name, I simply just put on the cloak and blended in with the surroundings, and he walked past completely unaware of my existence, and I was very happy.
Okay, well, that makes things very clear. Thanks for joining us. Back to you, Zeus and Sharon in the studio.
Thanks, Kyrie. And now, how's this for an interesting yarn? A new wave of graffiti crime is covering the country, thanks to an underground gang known as the Midnight Knitters. These wave-cooling criminals are carving tree, branches, and lampposts with small jerseys and scarves under the cover of darkness. Police say this is illegal because they are being done with public property. Without permission, and one, that if the Midnight Knitters aren't caught soon, every tree, lamppost, and traffic light in the country will soon be warmly dressed against the cold. A police spokesman said the problem is spinning out of control. The unclose-knit group of dyed-in-the-wool criminals. We are stitching together a case, but it's not seamless. There's no real pattern to the crimes. So far, the criminal knitters have escaped arrest and continue to pull the wool over the eyes of both the public and the police. We go now to the secret location with Liam, who has an exclusive interview with one of the Midnight Knitters gang.
Sorry I'm late. How's it going? Thanks, Zeus and Sharon. I'm here with Ben from the knitting underworld gang called the Midnight Knitters. And I'm going to be asking him a few questions today. First question is, what led you into the underworld of knitting?
I was just spending my time at home. Had nothing else to do really. Wanted to start a new trend,
That's reasonable. Do you see yourself as a criminal?
No, I do not.
Explain.
What have I done wrong, bro?
A few things, including suffocating a baby to death by knitting over their mouth. But onwards. Right.
Who said that?
Apart from lampposts, trees, and other weird things you could knit, what do you see knitting in the future?
Maybe a house, something like that,
That seems pretty cool, and I look forward to seeing it.
Thank you.
Have you gotten into any trouble with the police lately?
You said we wouldn't speak about this.
It's just an interview. You don't have to say anything, but
Mate,
that's all from us. Back to you guys.
Well, at least they'll be warm if they get caught and go back to jail. Now let's have a look at the weather up and down the country with the weather presenter. What's in store?
Thank you, Sharon. Let's have a look at tomorrow's weather. Starting in the far north in Kaitaya, look out for some pretty flash flooding and raindrops as big as your head. If you're going outside, wear a hat. In Auckland, there'll be a mixed fare of conditions and unfair conditions, but those are the conditions and you'll just have to accept them. There will be no weather at all for the Bay of Plenty. It's taking a short holiday, but it's expected to be back for the weekend. In Napier, Hastings, the weather will sometimes be changeable and sometimes not. We have really no idea what will happen there. In Taranaki, a mild depression brings with it a very dull day, and it'll be overcast and gloomy all morning, but things should cheer up by the evening. So don't worry, everything will be fine. Wellington will have another capital day. There will be no wind, and all the conditions will be so pleasant. They'll actually be extreme. In the top of the South Island, Kaikoura can always expect to have a good day, sunny and calm, and some lovely surroundings. Except for tomorrow, when the weather will be the worst you've ever seen. A real mix for Christchurch, which will have some unreasonable rainfall, some sensible wind, moderate thunderstorms, and some very angry snow. And the lower South Dunedin will be frosty, cold and unfriendly until late morning, when the sun will pop over for a visit. Everybody likes the sun. That's all from me. Remember, if it's raining outside, that's the weather for you. Now it's back to the news desk.
Well, that's all we have time for. We hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you again next time. Until then, I'm Zeus.
And I'm Chern.
For Wake Up New Zealand, goodbye.
And Kia Kate.